All right, ladies and germs, and welcome to the second event from the special event, the GOG Games, where we have three teams facing off against one another. We have Team Table Flip, Team Rage Quit, and Team Head Desk. Some mornings it just feels like all three, am I right? My coffee mug broke this morning. My for fuck's sake coffee mug shattered into three pieces. It was going to be one of those mornings, but seeing these beautiful faces with these three amazing athletes kind of changed my mood completely. Technical difficulties over and done with. I think we're good to go to introduce these wonderful folks for our Beat Hazard 2 event. Howdy, 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 and welcome to the stream. Now you can see my face and now you can see them. So to kick off with our contestant number one, representing Team Table Flip, that is the Crocs. How you doing there, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing fine, Chrono. Thanks for asking, and it's great to see you around.
Yes, it has been a while. It was one of those. Okay, so just a bit of a disclosure for anyone who's kind of new to watching this. I used to be one of the stream team members here. We used to do a lot of really, really fun events, and I haven't streamed for probably coming up to like 2 or 3 years. Maybe I can occasionally do guest streams. So it is absolutely fantastic to be back and streaming with you guys. It's literally just like old times. We were kind of sharing the same kind of humor when we were setting up beforehand. But without further ado, let's introduce the second representative, our fantastic gaming athlete, who's going to be representing Team Rage Quit. Let's see some hype in chat there. It's Fleos.
Hey, what's up? Rage Quit! I got this.
Rage Quit for the win. So here's the question. Has anyone actually ever done their team's namesake yet, like live on stream?
You know what? And I don't know about these other guys, but for me, I have never rage quit because I am a leaf on the wind, and you can't shake me.
Yeah, that's great. You just like to spread out and fall, basically.
Exactly.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Fleos. And last but definitely not least, representing Team Head Desk, it is Perpetual. How you doing there? Oh, just an FYI, your mic is still muted there. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yo, hey, I'm doing all right. Technical difficulties aside, you know.
Yeah, no, it's fun. So, like, basically, we're using a new piece of technology to basically stream these people. We're using OBS Ninja, which enables us to actually broadcast directly into my OBS as a source. And yeah, it's kind of like being the first time. We kind of like started playing with it 15 minutes ago. But as far as I'm aware, it's going to go okay. So what we tried to do is organize this. I'm going to give people a brief of how this is going to work. They have a series of songs, all from my album. So I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Pyron for suggesting this. It's wonderful. I'm truly humbled about this opportunity. But first and foremost, all of the hype and credit goes to these fantastic athletes who are going to be performing these songs. Some are a little bit on the easier side to sort of warm them up, and then it gets a lot more challenging. So there will be a series of songs from various albums here, and they're actually going to do it one at a time. We originally tried to set it up so that they could all do it at the same time, but we had some issues where some sources are coming from different mechanisms, which meant syncing all three is going to prove a little bit difficult, but it could potentially still work. So our first song, we're actually going to try anyway, because Crocs has informed me that they have activated low latency mode. So as long as I do a 1, 2, 3 click play, we should be pretty much good to go. So I'm going to kickstart one of you. So if you want to get this song queued up, ready to go in your Beat Hazard, I'm going to assume you set up all your perks just fine. And if not, well, maybe one of you is going to have an unfair advantage. Crocs.
Actually, the perks still... Wait, that needs some minor adjustment, but yes.
Some minor... Yeah, you got to turn off all your times 10s there, Crocs. You know, you got to be fair here.
It's unfortunate.
Pretty much.
No bonus things there. I mean, you see me now turning all those off.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. I'm watching you turning everything on. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, so if you want to queue up the song Singularity from your playlist, that is the one I want all of you to get ready to go. Now, I'm going to flip over to Fleos first and foremost, and just a general heads up. Because we might get some doubling of audio, when I'm switching between each of these guys, I'm just going to be hearing them. I'm not going to talk to them, and I'm going to try not to talk over the top of them. I'll be able to talk directly to you guys watching on Twitch because my mic is going through OBS. But the issue is if I talk to them, their stream is going to send my voice straight back to me. So they won't be able to hear me when they start playing the song, but we'll be able to hear them. So you guys, all three of you are welcome to just chat and talk and everything as much as you like, but be sure to mute your Zoom microphone before you kick off. Otherwise, we'll hear all of you multiple times. So remember, before you hit play on that, and I'll give you guys a cue in when we're going to do that, I'll say, let's mute the Zoom mics, and we'll be pretty much good to go, and we'll be able to hear your desktop coming through. So let's see what we can do about getting that synced up. I'm going to flick over to Fleos to start off with.
Wait, which song again?
We're going to be Singularity.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So let me know when you guys are ready to click play. So basically set it up so you guys are at the very last part of the game where clicking play would basically kickstart it. And then I'll be sure to mute my feedback coming through and not talk through Zoom. Actually, yeah, if you guys... I'm going to double check this here. All right, yeah. So be sure to mute your Zoom when I say so. Okay, so are you guys all queued up, ready on the play button?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep, and Crocs, you too?
Yep, I just need to quick mute on the thing.
All right, so guys, now mute your Zoom mics. And I am going to now count you down. So it's going to be a 3, 2, 1 click at the same time. All right, so here we go. I'm going to set up, and you're going to hear a bit of doubling for a second as we start on Flash, but here we go. 3, 2, 1, click. All right, we have Fleos there. Okay. So it should be fixed with the... Oh! What happened with the microphone there, Fleos? What's going on there, Fleos? All right. We are now over to Perpetual here. Head desk. Alright, I'm still adjusting everything, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, so just bear with me as I get the stuff working in terms of audio. So Perpetual is currently at 14,000 points, 15,000 points for Perpetual on Team Head Desk. Doing pretty damn well. Let's switch over to Flux and see what's happening there. Okay, Crocs is coming in at 51,000 points, so doing pretty darn well there for the Crocs. Okay, we haven't got audio coming through on the Crocs there, so just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure everything's set up and going exactly the way it should be. I know, ladies and gentlemen, it's difficult. I think we may need to do this one at a time, so I'm going to flip back to the Perpetual here. So Perpetual at 50,000 points. Coming up, whoa, 98,000 points. 132,000 points for Perpetual, doing absolutely amazing there. So 168,000 points. We're going to switch over back to Fleos and see what's going on there. All right. So Fleos is back to the survivability perk, so he's had to drop out of that particular one, so we're going to switch over back to Perpetual there. All right, now we're going to go over to the Crocs and see how they're doing. So Perpetual is at 312,000 points, and Crocs is coming through at 366,000 points there. So doing pretty darn well there. 383,000 points. Let's go back to Perpetual for a second. 384. So actually, they're neck and neck. Crocs and Perpetual look like they're about the same way through the song, and they're pretty neck and neck there. 388,000 points. Quickly switch back to the Crocs there for a second. 497. So the Crocs has just come out a little bit ahead. 498,000 points there. for the Crocs. That's okay, Flaos. What we'll do is we'll make sure that you keep your points that you accrued for when you died. So, all right. So 555,000 points for the Crocs. Switching back to Perpetual now, 452. So Perpetual's got a little bit of work to do before he comes back up there and figures out how to best the Crocs here. Now remember, they actually have the exact same perks available, so they should be accruing the same amount of points at the moment. All right, 720. We're getting close to the end of the song. So Perpetual at 768,000 points here. Switching back over to the Crocs there. 869, so it's still close. Perpetual still could potentially jump out ahead and best the Crocs here. He needs to collect some, basically needs to collect a few more points. Oh my god, this is so close. This is so ridiculously close. It's unbelievable. 987 Perpetual. We're coming up to the end of the song here. 988 for Perpetual. And Crocs is 1,024,000. 1,024,000 for the Crocs. Okay, we're almost at the end of the song. 1,036,000. 1,037,000. Switch over to Perpetual. 1,043,000. Oh my god, could Perpetual take the lead here? We don't know. Oh my god, this is so close. This is unbelievably close, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of the song. We're at the end of the song. What have we got here? 1, 3, 6, 9 for the Crocs. And we have, oh my god, 1, 5. Oh, so close. All right, I'm going to make sure I note down these scores here, ladies and gentlemen. So Perpetual, basically 1582782 points. We're going to switch over to the Crocs. Oh, here we go. 1369809. So Perpetual managed to just edge out ahead for that. Oh my god. And then Flaos. I'm going to switch over to Flaos there. Now, Flaos, do you remember what your score was before your character died there? Awesome. All right, so Flaos is just going to go in and check there. Yep. $27 points. Well, there you go. Okay, Flaos, 27. When someone posted, Admiral Doc posted that in chat, 27 points, I thought he was joking. I thought he was just throwing out a number like 27. It's like, no, it's really there. So, do you have the perk that gives you an extra life there, Flaos? Yes, please switch that on. Please switch it on. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, the guys were muted there. So, no, they are back. Flaos is back. I just had to unmute the desktop there. So, we're just talking about basically Flaos had one of the perks disabled. That is the extra life, which he was technically playing in hard mode. So, just because I'm a friendly person, I'm going to add 200,000 points to Flaos there. Because you didn't have the perk. So you'll have 200,027 as your score. So first round, we have Perpetual coming in first, 1,582,782 points. We have Crocs coming 1,369,809 points. And Flaos, 200,027 for your points there. All right, we're going to move on to the next song. And I think that worked out okay because basically I just needed that first song to pretty much work out how we're going to do all the audio. So, chat, if you can let me know if eventually we got everything working, that you could see the guys, there wasn't too much doubling of audio, if the audio levels were good, because unfortunately I can see the levels in OBS, but of course I have most of them muted coming to my cans here. Otherwise, I'll have like 3 beat hazard instances coming through my ears, and it will be like, yeah, I appreciate and I have respect for my own music, but not that much. I don't want to hear it that much. So, yeah, Gryffindor. Yes, you can score Gryffindor. All right, so...
Before we go, could I clarify some things?
Yes.
I was playing on hardcore mode. Should we be on standard or?
Yeah, just do normal mode. So, wow, that's even more impressive that you came out ahead with cars. Showing your flex there, Perpetual.
Sometimes, yeah.
Amazing flex. Okay, so someone said Perpetual's audio was good, but you didn't get any sound for the others. Well, Flaos' one, we had stopped Flaos', so we're just going to do a quick test of audio. We're going to switch between all 3 of them and do a quick audio check with your guys' help in chat there, because I like to employ you as my free tech support crew. So I'm going to quickly switch over to Flaos' desktop here, and we're going to get Flaos to play some audio. So play some sound for me.
So there is sound playing right now, but it might be a little quiet.
That's okay.
Maybe.
That's okay. If you can boost it a tiny bit for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I could figure out. Yeah, it was right there. Sorry about that. This is why you pay the big money to be here, folks.
Okay, that's good. I think that's
Better.
Yeah, that's good levels. Thank you. Okay, Perpetual, we're over to you now. We're just going to do an audio check for you. So you want to play some sound there?
Yeah, sure. I just have the track going.
All right, you are good too. Now, lastly, we're going to switch over to Crocs.
Okay, let me mute that for a moment.
So Crocs is actually coming through Twitch. And so when I unmute him, I got to unmute my desktop audio. So there's a little bit of fiddling when I switch over to Crocs. There's a few extra clicks, but yeah, we're going to get to the Crocs in just a second.
Okay, is that a good level?
But, yeah, we're going to get to the Crocs in just a second. That is good. Good levels. That is good. All right, perfect. Nice. So I believe we got that's the crux of the problem, yeah. So you guys could hear Crocs in chat there. Perfect. Yeah, that works for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we now hear music from Crocs, but also your voice. Yeah, no, Crocs is going to be. I'm going to be muting any of the doubling up happening. Is going to be. I'm going to mute it when we go live there. So okay, so we're going to move on to the new album. So there was a new album that I released just recently called Aurora there. And we're going to move on to a song. This song starts off a little bit more chilled out. It's a little bit more of a chill song. I don't know how Beat Hazard does the algorithm, whether or not slower beats translate to easier play, or whether or not Beat Hazard goes, this is a little bit slow. Let's challenge them a little bit. So we're going to move over to Lawless. All right, so flick over to Lawless and get ready to go with those play buttons. Then I'll give you the commands on what we do next.
Okay.
So
this time, though, we are probably playing on normal.
Yes, please, normal.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on normal now.
Normal and extra lives.
Oh, yeah, and with extra lives, yeah.
And then just give me a go, no go when you guys are ready to click that play button.
I'm ready.
I need to hover over the other button.
Good to go.
Was my delay okay, or should I start a little early?
It's okay. If you start a little late, I mean, when I switch over, they'll hear the audio start in a different spot, but that's perfectly fine, you know. I'm not one of those people that's just like, my precious music, what have they done to my boy? They massacred my boy. All right, so now go ahead and we're going to have you mute your Zoom microphones right now, and then you'll be able to hear me count you in, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, their Zoom mics should be muted. We're not going to get any doubling up of audio at all after this point forwards. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to kick off in 3, 2, 1, clicky click. Here we go with Flaos. So the piece basically starts off fairly soft piano at the very beginning. And then it moves into Lawless is kind of like, it got its name from pretty much a kind of Western style game. So if you could imagine like a Westworld kind of theme. That's what lawless is. You can't hear the music? I think it is coming through. It just took a little while. Only hearing the explosions? That's really odd, because I hear both. No, it should be coming through evenly. Interesting. Okay, we're going to switch over to Perpetual now. Okay, how about that, guys? Yeah, maybe the audio is just a little bit soft on this one. So, I'm actually going to switch over to Crocs' audio, because that's very good. Alright, Perpetual got a beat hazard there. There we go. I think that should be working better now. So we're over on Flaos. There's 106,000 points for Flaos at the moment. So Flaos coming in 107,000 points. We're going to switch over to Perp. 123,000 points. Okay, now we're going to go over to Crocs' 89,000 points. Alright, so I'm just actually going to be sharing audio for one of the guys at the moment, so that's perfectly fine. I think it's fixed now, so just let me know in chat if that is working with the audio at the moment. Alright, so Crocs is coming in 138,000 points there. Switching over to Perpetual, 198,000 points. If anything, Flair's already beat his high score. Exactly. Alright, so Flaos is currently sitting at 315,000 points there. He has got the boss there. He's fighting him. He's going to take him out. He's going to be able to get some perks there if he destroys it. He'll get a big points boost here. 536,000 points there. So he's jumped up to 538. We're going to switch over to Perpetual now. 355,000 points. So he's trailing behind Flaos at the moment there. So 356,000 points. A little bit of a quiet part of the song here. And then we see that some of these enemies are going to start to spawn in here. Maybe give him some nice bonus drops here if he's able to take these guys out here. Switching over to the Crocs, who's at 587,000 points there. So Crocs coming in 587,000. Now the song is actually going to start to pick up in tempo here. So it's still the chill beat, but as we get to the end, it does have this nice, fantastic crescendo, which means that we're going to see some action happening on screen. Crocs now getting a boost up to 800,000 points. Holy cow. 872,000 points. Let's switch back to Flaos. 820. So Crocs and Flaos are very, very close. 830,000 points for Flaos at the moment here. Okay, now we're picking up speed. 833. Let's go and have a look at how Perpetual is doing now. So, oh, Flash just took out 960,000 points. Almost broke 1 million. We have Perpetual trailing behind 757. 759,000 points there. All right. Uncle G says, it reminds you of the crappy old game shows from the 80s, but this is way better. I don't think so. I think we have a little bit to go before we get up to the bar of a crappy 80s game show. All right, 932,000 for the Crocs, so I believe Flaos is still winning, followed by the Crocs, and then Perpetual trailing in third place there. So let's double check back with Flaos where he's at. 1,166,000 there. 1,166 for Flaos. We're getting up to the end of the song. We're in the last 30 seconds now, so they got to pull a rabbit out of their hat, both Crocs and Perp, to be able to come out ahead of Flaos at this point. 1,176,000. Crocs is 1,159,000. Oh my god, this is getting really close. This is unbelievable. And Perpetual, 1,300,000. 1,300,000. Holy cow, this is close. This is unbelievably close. So Perpetual getting up there. 1,300,000. Ooh! Ooh, switch over to Flaos. 1,300,000 as well. Oh my god, this is going to be close. And 1,300,000 for the Crocs. They are all at 1,300,000. You are all so close, it's unbelievable. Oh my god, so here we have Flaos is going to be...
That's awesome.
Flaos 1411368. Okay, let's tally this. Flaos 1411368. Perpetual 1603. Okay, came out
Beat my high score.
1603.
I really appreciate you guys' support in the chat there. That was fantastic.
569. And then Crocs. Oh god, Crocs, your score
We all know
disappeared.
you're just trying to make it exciting for later.
Your score just disappeared before I got a chance to check your score. Crocs, could you review what your score was in that last match?
Oh, sure. That was lawless, right?
Correct.
1.458 million.
1,458 and how many? 569.
569.
Okay, perfect. So, and what was yours again, Perp?
1.6 something.
You see it right now.
1603. Let me just double check perpetuals. 1603. Okay, perfect. All right, so we were 1.4 million for Flaos in that particular round for Lawless, 1.6 million for Perpetual there in that one, and we also had Crocs coming in at 1.4. So Perpetual came out ahead there, followed by Crocs, and only just barely behind Crocs was Flaos with 1.4 million hits there for the points. So, oh god, that was a really close one. I was actually really happy. So, just a general heads up, I think we got the audio down pat. So, at the moment, I'm having issues switching between the three sources, making sure the audio is coming. So, I am just going to be using Crocs' audio, but it's very well synchronized with the three of you. So, we'll just be getting Crocs' audio, and then we'll be watching all three of you. So, I think that worked really, really well. All right. So, what did you guys think of that one in chat? It was a little bit slow to start with, but then picked up pace in the end there. So, let's go to an absolute classic. We're going to move on to Sir Games-A-Lot now. Now, a bit of history with Sir Games-A-Lot. Not only is it a one that some of the Beat Hazard people have played multiple times before, and I believe Crocs has gotten quite a few good scores with this one. Memories in 8-Bit came to me shortly after I started streaming and said, hey, I would like a song for my YouTube channel, which also goes by the same title, Memories in 8-Bit. I want something that sounds a little bit like kind of Shovel Knight in its chiptuniness and its kind of medieval style, but I want it to be Big Adventure because he's a very adventurous streamer. If you aren't checking him out, Memories in 8-Bit, fantastic guy. Follow them on Twitter. Currently working with Outstar on a game coming out called Cold Hearts, which is a fridge dating romancing simulator. He is a talented game developer in his own right, so please show them some love. All right, we're going to move on to Sir Games-A-Lot. So if you guys want to get that queued up and ready to go, remember, I'm going to be just getting Crocs' audio. We've got this down pat now. I think, chat, we got the audio set up right. All right, so let's get everyone to mute their Zoom microphones, and I'm going to do a sync countdown again before we jump into Sir Games-A-Lot. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be counting them down. 3, 2, 1, go! All right, and we're switching over immediately to the Crocs. The audio is going to be coming through soon. Here we go. So this is from the album Genesis, the first album that I released. The actual first song on the first album. And you'll immediately see, so you can see Dark Saber. What's good about watching Crocs' screen is you can see some of our other streamers and chat members and the scores that they got throughout the game. So you can see you've got Crocs already there, Admiral Doc, Dark Saber. You'll remember those names. Switching over to Flaos. Flaos has got a little ways to go. He's only at 13,000 points here. But I do believe Flaos is showing some significant improvements with the game as we proceed, so it's going to be absolutely amazing to see how he fares. And we can actually see all the other players live on this screen at the moment as well, so this is a really good way to do it. Perpetual at 22,000 points. Now, this song is quite difficult to play. I will say it is a little bit more difficult than some of the other songs. All right, 1.31 kilotons. All right, Perpetual is facing off in the boss fight here. If he can take out these guys and pick up some of those perks there, he has got the beat hazard, which means should be able to get some bonus points to come out ahead there. But as you can see, it pales in comparison to the Crocs. And this is a previous playthrough who's got 3 million points. Let's actually see what the Crocs is at for this particular playthrough. 68,000 for the Crocs at this particular playthrough right now. Remind you of GOG before you join the stream team, Kilgore? Well, the stream team is better off since you did join. It was a great stream team, and then when you joined, it became the best stream team out there. I just put it out there, Kilgore. I am going to say, though, it might be challenging with Unreal Tournament with your playing because there is no quick save feature in a multiplayer game, Kilgore. I'm just saying that. There's no quick save. All right. Let's switch over back to Flayos. Flayos, 270,000 there. 306,000 actually. So Flayos is actually coming right ahead. 312,000. Let's switch over to Perpetual there. 161. So Flayos way ahead here. Way ahead there. So, but Perpetual is doing pretty well. And then the Crocs, 324. So it appears Perpetual is trailing a little bit behind the other two here. Now, Crocs is a seasoned Beat Saber player. There is no quick save but infinite respawns. That's fair enough, Sharian. Alright, we've brought in the orchestra here, so the music is getting intense, the game is getting intense. Crocs is 518,000 points here. Switching back to Perpetual, 246,000 points for Perpetual. So still trailing behind, but could get a perk bonus if he's able to take more of those enemies out. Is a times 40 multiply, so that could work to their advantage. Then we have Flayos with 576, 626, so it could be close. Flayos and the Crocs are going to get extremely close. We're coming up to the last 30 seconds of the song now, so Flayos 800,000, Crocs 800,000 as well. Oh my god, I cannot believe how close you guys are getting. This is amazing. Alright, 841,000. Quickly switch over to Perpetual, 400,000. So doing well, made a little bit of improvements, but it looks like it'll be either between the Crocs or Flayos here. Let's see what happens as the game winds down. Okay, the song is over. So Perpetual has scored 445,017. Flayos scored 893,416. And the Crocs, 907, just edging out, 337. Congratulations, guys. So the total score for all three of you here is, in third place there for that particular song was Perpetual with 445,017 points. Then coming in second place was Flayos with 893,416 points. And then we had the Crocs with 917,337. So the Crocs just barely edging out in front of Flayos at the very end there. And I think you guys did amazingly well. I'm just going to actually switch over to Perpetual there just quickly. So what did you think of that particular song playing through?
Oh, it was nice. It was a lot quieter. I was unaware that the weapons even changed with the music playing, so I was kind of surprised not to see the big heavy gun.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that's one of the things only like really seasoned players of this particular game can kind of see coming and kind of appreciate and take full advantage of, which is why probably as you were playing that game, you probably saw some of the scores from other people who have held the records for that before get up to the sometimes 6 million, 7 millions, like ridiculously high scores. But, you know, as you're aware, as you play the game, you get more points and you can unlock perks and then you can get ridiculously high amount of points, which is pretty much what the game is all about. And I'm really happy that I haven't accidentally so far called the game Beat Saber, because I did that many times when I was preparing it. I was just like, yeah, so just boot up Beat Saber. No, it's Beat Hazard. All right, so
it's a hazardous occupation.
It is a hazardous occupation. So while we are on the theme of music related to Stream Team members, we're going to show a little bit of love for our wonderful Stream Team leader, Pyron Jade, who's not only been the fearless leader for the past couple of years coming up to now, it seems, as far as I remember, but also as one of the key organizing responsible figures for basically making sure that the GOG Games actually happens. So massive shout out to Pyron Jade here for putting this all together. She was also really helpful to me. Just a bit of context. I only just recently moved apartments like a few days ago. I was supposed to move in late August, which would have given me plenty of time to organize these host events. And then they called me up and they're just like, buddy, you want to move out to next weekend there? True fact, they sounded like Stewie Griffin. And I had to move like immediately, which meant I was moving right in the middle of the time I was organizing. Anyway, the point I'm making here is Pyron J, despite having all these responsibilities, helped me really get all these things organized. So major props to you, Pyron J. Couldn't have done it without you. And as such, we are going to queue up the next song, which is Jade and Smoke. So athletes, please switch over to Jade and Smoke, and we're going to play this song. So essentially, I was watching, I've already forgot the game. What was the game that you would always play, the dungeon crawler? I completely forgot that you would always play, and I decided to write this song as a dedication to you and those streams. Which one was it?
I think it was Ultima.
Ultima Underworld, that's the one. Ultima Underworld Unarmed, yes, punchy, Pyron Jade. And so I thought, I was just like, I gotta write this song for her, because she's absolutely amazing. So, have all three of you got Jade and Smoke queued up in your games there?
Yep, I'm ready.
I do.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys want to go ahead and mute your Zoom microphones, Crocs, make sure you are good to go with broadcasting audio, and I'm going to count you in. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, fire. All right. Here we go. We're going to come straight over to Crocs. Here we go. Jade and Smoke. Now, I know it's a little unfair to kind of do the songs that some of these players have kind of already played before, but it just would have been a crime not to feature this song in this stream. So kicking off with the Crocs, only 175, 200 points there for the Crocs to start with, but it's always a slow start with this game until you get those multipliers coming in. So now we're going to switch straight over to Flaos, see how Flaos is doing. Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to add an image, because we don't have Crocs' logo there to show which team he's part of, which is Team Table Flip. So let me just quickly add an image. Table Flip. I'm going to put a little logo there. Table Flip logo. I'm going to quickly add that here. So just stay on Flaos for just 1 sec. There we go. Oh, that's a little big. No, don't move that window. I want to move this window. All right, Table Flip logo. Just so we know the team that he is part of. So we're going to switch over to Perpetual now. Perpetual at 50,000 points. They're doing pretty well. Now, this isn't a very long song. It's a short song, so they have a short amount of time to get as many points as they can. Flaos at 22,000 points there. Yes, 8-Bit did make a video for this song, Centeria. 42,000 for Flaos. We're at the last 30 seconds. So Crocs at 68,000. 69,000. Giggity. Perpetual at 96,000. Holy cow, Perpetual. Way to turn it around, buddy. So I think Perpetual may have this one in the bag. Let's quickly switch over to Flaos. All right, so Flaos scores 66,357. Perpetual coming way out ahead in 141,300. And then the Crocs is 104. Oh, Crocs, you sly devil, you. Oh my God, Crocs. Crocs, you're such a SOB, man. You couldn't just let Perp have this one. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to just give you a recoil of what happened there, because you guys can only see your own screens here, but I can actually tell you how close it was. Perp, you were ahead, way ahead, for like 99.5% of that track. And then, so I thought, I'd called it. I said, Perpetual, you've won this one because I went Flaos, you got 66,357. And then Perpetual, you came in with 141,300. And then I switched over to Crocs and he got 141,452.
Ah,
Yes.
nice, man. Nice. Good job.
And I was just like, oh my God, you just couldn't let someone else have it, could you?
Hey, I got two.
I do
I'm
like
fine.
these songs.
Oh God.
And I have to admit, I kind of made it a game to myself to keep the high score for all of them.
Well, I'm going to pick another one that none of you have played before. I'm taking my ball and going home. All right, so let's pick another song from Aurora because I know y'all haven't played this one. So let me just go through my list. I got a piece of paper here because I can't remember my own tracks. It's very sad. Okay, let me go through here.
I need to take a quick bathroom break. Is that all right?
Yeah, you can take a quick bathroom break.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, so I'm thinking the track that we're going to pick, this one's got a bit of a beat to it. If you guys can cue up Forever in a Day from the new album Aurora, and while Perpetual is getting his party on, I'll give you a brief background about the Aurora album. So typically a lot of the music that I've written has been in the chiptune and video game soundtrack genre. But I actually started out as an orchestral composer doing soundtracks for games, films, TV, that kind of stuff. And Aurora is actually the first album that I released that's a return to that particular style. So it's orchestral. It still has some chiptune elements and some electronic elements and a little bit of rock. But if you can consider it first and foremost an orchestral / epic genre album that also has rock, pop, electronic, synthwave, and chiptune elements, that gives you a general idea of where it is. And if you're interested in checking out any of this music, the website is chronowolfmusic.com. There's a bit of a shameless plug. But other than that, that's all the plugging I'm going to do. I'm only going to say the website once because it's not about me. It's about these wonderful contestants and the points they're going to get for their particular teams. There we go. Flash just posted the host command in chat there, so really, really appreciate it there. Thank you so much. And while you guys have queued up Forever in a Day, we're just going to wait for Perpetual to come back. But I will have a quick chat to Flares. Now, Flares, I know you played a little bit of Beat Hazard before. This is probably the second time you've actually officially played it. So as a game, how did it kind of stack up with other kind of rhythm-based games you've played before?
It kind of mixes two things I really like. I do like music, even though I don't listen to it that much. And I like beat games, rhythm games. I'm not very good at them either. And I also like shoot 'em ups, and I'm not super good at shoot 'em ups. So this is like a rhythm shoot 'em up game. And so it's just, I think it's a pretty cool mashup. And yeah, so it's great. When I saw the opportunity to do it for the GOG games, I'm like, yeah, get me in.
I think it's definitely visually intensive, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think I had to turn it down when I was streaming it the first time. It was, 5:30 in the morning. It's just so. Luckily, it's more reasonable hour here now, so we're good to play.
Yes, daytime streaming for the win. No nighttime keeping you up blue light special. All right, Perpetual, are you back?
I am back. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, you're fine. Now we're queuing up the song Forever in a Day.
All right, got it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, now that we've got it all queued up, we're going to kick start with it. So, starts out orchestral, then it moves into a little bit of a beat, a little bit of electronic, a little bit of orchestra. Good song to play, fairly consistent beat, so it should be something that these guys will be able to relatively get used to fairly quickly. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and mute your Zoom microphones for me, Crocs, have your stream audio ready to go, and I'm going to count you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. All right, switching over to Crocs to start with, as he is the audio host we have at the moment. Remember, they cannot hear me, but I can hear them. I can hear their music, first and foremost. So once again, very quiet. And then it picks up. Thank you for the sub there on the channel, whoever that was. All right, Croc's doing pretty well. 2,600 points, 3,400 points. Let's go over to Flaos here as we drop the beat here. Actually, no. Beat doesn't drop yet. I don't even know how my own song goes. I've never heard this before in my entire life. 27,000 for Flaos. Oh my god. Flaos coming in, almost 30,000 points for Flaos. 7,000 for Perpetual, but remember, Perpetual is kind of like a late bloomer when it comes to this game. Tends to come out ahead towards the end. So he did manage to score a beat hazard there, which is fantastic. So Perpetual coming in, 20,000 points. Crocs, 25,000 points. So Crocs and Perpetual, very close again. We have an incoming mass, 3,267 kilotons. Take care, Kilgore. See you again soon. Alright, so if Crocs can take out this particular incoming enemy, be a huge points boost. 72,000, so that was massive. That was 40,000 points there in one hit. So fantastic there. We're going to switch over to Perpetual, who is still coming out ahead. 88,000 points, 95,000 points. So could we have another face-off between Perpetual and Crocs again? Well, let's have a look at Flaos and see if we have a third candidate in this race. Oh, holy hell, we have a third candidate in this race. Flaos already 250,000. Oh my god. You know, you guys are consistently surprising me with regards to the scores here, because I think one team is out ahead and all of a sudden Flaos is just like, I got this, fam. I got this, fam. Alright, so Flaos, 472,000. Let's just see how far Flaos is ahead. So 520. He leads Perpetual, who's at 303,000 points there. 324,000 points. And then switch back over to Crocs. 333. 339. So we have Flaos in the lead, followed by Perpetual, then followed by the Crocs. But as you're aware, anything can happen. So let's... Yes, Flaos is like, hold my Canadian beer. Hold my Canadian club. Alright, we're going to just stay on Flaos here because this is an amazing run. This is one of those 1 in a million dream runs. 86% multiplier. I want to just keep this. Oh my god, look at that. He's about to break 1 million. I got to keep it on Flaos because this is something for the history books. 1,050,000. So Flaos has broken 1 million. This is a dream one for him. Oh my god. Quick switch over to Perpetual, who's at 661,000. Has a beat hazard though, so could accrue some amazing points here if he's able to clear the screen fast enough. Switch over to Crocs, who's at 960,000. I think it's going to be a case of the Crocs stealing this from Flaos, but I really want Flaos to have this one, so I'm sorry, Crocs, but I'm rooting for Flaos here. 1 million Flaos, you got to stay ahead, buddy. Stay ahead. Oh, this is so close. Don't die, Flaos. Please don't die. You got this, Flaos. You got it. Take him out. Take him out. Yes! All right, 1.6 million. So we're not at the end of the song yet. We're coming to the last phase of the song, so there's a little bit more. Well, if you'll understand Memories in 8-bit, you see Crocs and Perpetual have had a really kind of close game. I'm just rooting for Flaos because I believe our Canadian friend needs a little bit of a victory here. But that said, I'm rooting for Perpetual as well. Crocs is the only veteran who's played this game many times, so he'll do just fine on his own. Perpetual almost broke the 1 million points here, so he has actually made some really good headway at this stage. So 905,000 points there. Crocs is at 1.2 million. 1.2 million and a half, coming up to that for Team Table Flip. But Flaos, way out ahead at 1.8 million. This is amazing. Even the music, it's kind of like one of those victory montage tracks. I think it needs lyrics. Let's do some lyrics here. Here we go with watching Flaos. He's gonna win the game. He is playing with Perp. He is playing with Crocs. He'll win. Yeah, that was terrible. Don't make me sing ever again. All right, Crocs at 1.4 million there. Team Canada represent exactly Takanji at 1.5 million. Perpetual at 1.2 million. So Perpetual could actually steal some of these points from Crocs if he's able to get some of these perks towards the end there. All right, last 20 seconds of the song. 2.2 million. Oh, this is close. All right. We're going to switch over to the Crocs here as the track just finishes up. All right. So, the final score tally. Crocs is 1878169. We have Perpetual with 1497834. And we have Flaos coming in, oh wow, 2527012. All right, folks, are you ready to hear your scores? And just a heads up, chat, the reason why I repeat the scores again is because when I'm first tallying them, our athletes cannot hear me, and I need to unmute my mic afterwards and be able to reveal their scores to them. All right, so here are the scores for round 5 there, Forever and a Day. We have Perpetual coming in 3rd place with 1,497,000 there. We have Crocs coming in 2nd place this time, 1,878,000. And Flaos way out ahead, 2,527,000.
Wow.
Yeah, nice
That's
job,
a
man.
lot of multiplier you got there.
It's a
Well
good
played.
multiplier drop, I'll tell you.
It was great. I decided to stay on Flaos a little bit because I said, this is a dream run. This is for posterity. He actually had up to like, what, an 89% multiplier at one point? Like something ridiculous, Flaos?
I think it was 130, 140.
130?
It was-
Okay, I must have switched away before that, but he got up to 140 multiplier. Holy cow.
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So, yeah, that was actually really good to watch. So what I'm really impressed with is just the sheer balancing of how this is going. Like, some of you come out way ahead. Like, the first game, Perpetual, just absolutely aced it. And then we had, Crocs taking out a few of those matches in between. And then all of a sudden, Flaos is just the sleeper, our Canadian sleeper. They're just coming out way ahead. Someone in chat decided to say something funny. They said, Flaos is like, hold my Canadian beer. I've got this. I just want to share with you a really quick Canadian story here. I'd never been to Canada before, and I had to go up there to do some, when I was originally here on a visa, I needed to do a little renewal up there in Ottawa. And I went there in winter, and I came across the first day I was in Ottawa, and I was going for a walk along the street, the most Canadian thing ever. I was walking down the street, and I saw this guy scraping ice off the windshield of a truck with a hockey stick. I'm like, this is great. I couldn't have asked for a better thing to have. And I did try poutine, and also a funny story, I mispronounced it. I called it poutine, and apparently it's like this French Canadian waiter. I'm like, can I please try your poutine? He's like, you mean Putin? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you just said, but I just want the cheese with the curds.
That is a very Canadian story.
So really good. I enjoyed it. So definitely, it's a shame we can't get that as much down here. So I plan to visit again. I am a Commonwealth brother of
I
Canada.
want your Putin, man. I mean, Putin.
Pootan clan. All right, so let's go another song here from my second most recent album, which was also a 2020 release. We're actually following Stream Team stuff here. So those of you who know Arvin Elron, Greg, a fantastic streamer, does streams for GOG and also his own channel as well. Arvin Elron recently commissioned me to do the theme song or the intro song for his Twitch streams. So we're actually going to switch over to High Tech Low Life there. So High Tech Low Life was a EP of only 4 tracks that I released earlier on. And this particular track, which I did call High Tech Low Life as well, is the theme song to Arvin Elron's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ARVINELERON, his Twitch channel. And it was originally only a 30-second thing that I decided to turn into an actual full-length song. So those of you who are our athletes, please let me know when you have High Tech Low Life queued up.
A lot loaded.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Already.
Okay, ready. So let's get the audio on Crocs working. Let's get your mics muted on Zoom, please. And I'm going to count you down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, moving on to the Crocs to start with here for High Tech Low Life. Here we go. So kicking off with Crocs now. This is a very high-paced song. Definitely beat hazard-ish, I'd say. Thank you so much for the sub. All right, Crux coming in, still to break the 1,000 points. Let's switch over to our reigning champ from previously, Flaos. Broken 1,000, 1.2 thousand. So Flaos actually played this one before, so maybe he has an advantage. Oh, it's a follow, yeah. Sorry, Braxton, my bad. All right, Perpetual coming out way ahead, so I told you guys, could be anyone's game. It is very well balanced in the sense that we have some surprises coming up. So Perpetual has actually already broken the 10,000 mark. So Perpetual way in ahead, 36,000, wow. So we have an amazing multiplier, times 19, so hopefully Perpetual can keep that multiplier going, stay out ahead. All right, Crux also got a good multiplier there and also got some perks to advance to 50,000. So between Perpetual and Crux, it is a fairly tight game. We're going to go over to Flaos. Flaos is already, again, way ahead. So he's coming up to 180,000 points here. He's got a boss fight, and if he can defeat this boss while still maintaining that multiplier, it will mean that he will actually get a massive, massive points boost. So let's stick on Flaos until he destroys this enemy just to see how many points he will get. Massive boost, about at least 100,000. So he's at 272,000 points here. Switching back to Perpetual is at 165,000 points. So we have a bit of a breakdown here. Tempo is a little bit slower, but that hasn't slowed the game down at all. 187,000 for Perpetual. And Crux is 184,000. 187,002 for the Crux. So it looks like it might be a case of a battle for second place. Flaos reigning in way ahead. So switching over to Flaos here. 396,000. Flaos is absolutely on fire here. So we're coming up to the last 15 seconds here. All right, we're going to switch over to Crux now as we finish the track. Boom, that is the end of the track. And let's actually check out what the final score count is there. Nice work, team. So the Crux coming in 301.034. Flaos coming in at 476.070. And Perpetual coming in at 280. So fairly even spread, 613. And I'm actually going to save this document I've been keeping the scores with because I can imagine myself accidentally closing it. We'll be in big trouble. Congratulations, team. That was absolutely fantastic. You actually all did fairly evenly throughout. There was a lot of, someone was ahead a little bit, but at the entire time, there was one clear winner the whole time, and it was basically a battle for second place. So I will tell you who the first place was to start with. That was actually Flaos coming in at 476,000 points. Followed by the Crux at 301,000 points, and only just barely behind Perpetual with 280,000 points there. Nice. So Flaos did amazing. I did notice that you actually had played that track before on your screen, Flaos, because you had a previous high score there.
I did, yeah. I was able to stream it last time I streamed.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
I streamed the game.
All right. No more cheating. Let's put a new track in there. Brand new track. No more cheating. All right, so let's...
Sure you have those perks disabled?
Yeah, exactly. But just for chat as well, just a heads up, all of the athletes currently have the exact same perks enabled in Beat Hazard, same difficulty level, so they should be playing on the same level playing field. The only advantages that may be creeping in here is if certain athletes have had the opportunity to play the songs before, like some of those earlier ones Crux had played, that one Flaos has played, but I can almost guarantee if I pick any track from the Aurora album, because it's only like 3 weeks old, it's very rare that they would have had it, but we can immediately see if they have seen or played that track before, because in the bottom corner you actually hear and see, it's a Beat game, their scores from previous playthroughs. So that's actually pretty interesting. All right, so let's move on to another track from Aurora. I think we're going to kick off with the opening track, which is called Airship. So this is track number 1 from the album Aurora. And this is a good introduction to the general style of the album. It's very orchestral, has multiple phrases and movements. It's around about the 5-minute mark, so it is lengthier than the last track that you heard, but should give you plenty of time and opportunity to accrue some points there. And can we get a big shout out for our 3 athletes there in chat? They're doing absolutely amazing here. I know it's a very visually intensive and orally intensive game as well, and they're doing an absolutely amazing job coping with me blah-de-blah-blah overing the top of them.
Flip those
okay,
tables, Jots.
You sound more and more American every time I hear you there, Chrono Wolf. So
I know, it's interesting. I have to Skype with my parents every now and again to sort of bring back my Australian accent and like just talk as casually as I do when I talk to my folks. But I don't even understand what I'm saying when I talk like this. So I've learned to roll my R's in America because I'm like, I get a lot of people, I'm sorry, sir, what did you say? Yeah, I went to park my car in the car park. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, what? I parked my vehicle in the parking lot.
excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, don't you speak American? So orally, I said orally intensive. AUL, not orally intensive. It's not that kind of stream, people. This isn't my Superfans account, just letting you know. I'm kidding, I don't have a Superfans account. Or do I? Anyway, so let's move right on. Yes. All right, so yeah, let's get it queued up. So you guys have Airship queued up in your tracks there.
Yep.
I do.
All right, fantastic. So let's get your audio prepped, Crocs. Let's get your mics muted in Zoom. And I'm going to give you a countdown from 5. All right, that is some high perks, Dan Van Dam. Very high perks there. All right, ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. All right, kick it off with the Crocs, as per usual, as we get the audio come through. So it starts off with some piano, but it does have a fairly consistent beat. It's around about the 135 beats per minute here, for those of you who are fans of metronoming. Now, interestingly enough, anything from the Aurora album, as I mentioned before, is going to be something brand new for these people. Well, except for Crocs, who appears to have already played it before. I guess he had a bit of a cheeky smile on his face when I said, you guys haven't played this song before, but no, of course Crocs has. I call hacks. I'm just calling hacks here. It's kind of like GNC. It's like a rhythm-based shumps shooter game where the enemies and the perks are basically spawned to the beat of the music, and you accrue points. All right, so I just cranked up the music a little bit there, so you should be able to hear it now. All right, over to Fleos. 158,000. Ooh, we have an enemy coming in on Crocs' screen, but Fleos is doing pretty darn well. Let's see how he deals with this particular enemy. Our little centipede. So you can see Crocs already has a high score there of 4 million. That's not today's Crocs. That's yesterday's Crocs. We want to talk about today's Crocs. So 333,000. You're welcome, Okiran. 385,000. Let's switch over to Perpetual now as we do this little piano interlude. Perpetual, doing okay, but Perpetual needs to make up some ground here. 139,000 here. Perpetual has also played this song before. What's up with this? Perpetual and the Crocs, thank you so much for the follow there. Perpetual and the Crocs have both actually played this song before, so well, I guess it's not completely unfair. So Perpetual is also taking out an enemy there, a boss I should say. 236,000 points. Let's switch back over to the Crocs there. 306,000. So we do have a bit of a battle between Perpetual and the Crocs going on where they have very similar point counts. Alright, so we're going into a nice cello interlude here as we move into the beat again, which will pick up in about 10 seconds. And Fleos coming out way ahead, 729,000. Fleos is literally the only one who has not played this track before. Oh no, Fleos is already over. It's game over. He died, so we're going to go Fleos with 741,652. Is that enough to stay ahead? We're going to go over to Perpetual there, 458. So could Fleos still win even though he died? 474 for Perpetual, 631 for Crocs. So looks like Crocs may come out ahead. Back to Fleos there. All right, so Crocs is 765,000. 796,000. Switch over to Perpetual, 586,000. Fleos needs to get... Fleos was doing well until he died. I will give him major props there. Here we are, the last 15 seconds of the track. No, it's multiple hit deaths in Terry, but I think Fleos was using a lot of his confidence points there for that one. All right, so here we go. That is the end of the track. So Fleos got 741,652. And Crocs came in at 973,750, and Perpetual coming in at 709,048. So that death did hurt Fleos a little bit. I noticed you got very confident and cocky there, Fleos, and you were actually doing really well. And then the game decided, no, game over for you.
Pride cometh before the fall, as they say.
Well, exactly. We were actually watching you, and interestingly enough, I watched the previous scores coming up the side. You were actually the only one who hadn't played that song before, so the fact that you were coming out way ahead was very admirable, but also I think you were spending a lot of your personal confidence perks there.
I appear to have been.
So the total there is Fleos did fall short there of the end of the song, but you did not end up coming last, Fleos, despite that. So third place there was Perpetual with 709,000 points. Fleos, even though he died in the last probably 85% through the song, you did manage to score 741,000 there at the time at which your player dropped out. And then Crocs coming out in the lead there with 973,000 points there. So doing absolutely amazingly despite that death. But other than that, I'm going to turn over to Perpetual here, who, you seem to be doing pretty well for someone who is literally hadn't played the game before today. Is that correct?
Yeah, I played it yesterday and today just to make sure it was working. So finding out all these nice quirks and stuff like that worm boss where I couldn't shoot its second neck piece for some reason. I couldn't kill it.
No, exactly. And I mean, it's very admirable. I mean, it's just the stream life, right? I just got the game yesterday. Let's play it today kind of thing. But you're doing actually extremely well considering. And we are watching you kind of like learn the game and get better as you play through and pick the right perks, pick the right timings, get those multipliers. It's a shame that we can't, get you guys to activate the perks. It's just too difficult to switch them on and make sure you're all synced up. But that said, we are still seeing quite an even playing field across all the tracks here. So let's move on to another track from a completely different album. We haven't actually tried anything from Meet at the Gazebo. So let's pull up pretty intense song. Let's pull up Fuck Glenn Dubois. So a bit of a story behind this particular song while the guys get it queued up. In the chiptune community, there's a chiptune artist called Glenty, who's Glenn Dubois is his real name, and he goes by the artist name Glenty. And at one point, he said, I really want some t-shirts made for me and my music. And someone said, oh yeah, we got it covered, so here's what we're going to do. At MagFest, coming up in a few months, we're going to design the shirts for you. We're not going to tell you what the shirts say, but we're going to reveal it to you on stage during your performance at MagFest. It'll be a big surprise. Like, cool, yeah, what could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? So MagFest rolls around. He comes in there, and then his crew shows up on stage. They're all wearing jackets over the top of these T-shirts. And he starts playing his music, and all at the same time, they all rip off their shirts, and they have this giant writing, Fuck Glenn Dubois, on the T-shirts. So me and one of my fellow artists did a collab and decided to call the song that as a little bit of a tribute to them. So this is a collab between myself and Jack Music, a fantastic artist in their own right, if you want to check them out, JAKK Music. But yeah, have you guys got the song all ready to go?
Yep.
All right. So if you want to mute your Zoom mics, get your audio ready to go, Crocs, we are going to fuck Glenn Dubois in 5, 4, 3, 2, what? 1, go.
Never mind.
Go, go, go. I love how folks just like, say that again. Alright, it starts out fairly chill. This is back in the chiptune realm, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And this is from the album Meet at the Gazebo, which is a bit of an in-joke for MagFest. MagFest is held at the Gaylord International Hotel, and there's a big gazebo in the center of the courtyard there, which is basically the meeting place for a lot of people. And I'll tell you a funny story after this song here. Alright, so Crocs is off to a good start, almost broken the 1,000. 1,500 points for Crocs to start off with there. Alright, Flaos already coming in at 2.6k there. Attack the gazebo, exactly. So Flaos almost at the 6,000 points there, just broke through the 6,000 points. We're going to switch over to Perpetual, almost broken through to 5,000 points here, so they're just getting those multipliers up. Getting used to the game here. Alright, I'm going to switch over to Crocs, who's doing extremely well here. Another one which Crocs has played before. Bit of a seasoned veteran of this game. But definitely getting less points than he would if he had all his perks applied. But 14,000 for the Crocs, and we'll stick with him and see exactly how many bonus points this enemy gets him. Alright, so Crocs jumps up to 47,000 there. Over to Flaos, we are at 70,000 points, so Flaos actually way ahead of the Crocs. And Flaos, I can actually see Flaos' camera, he's sweating. He's sweating to maintain this lead, he's shaking his head at me in the camera. Let's go switch over to Flaos just for a second so you can actually see what he looks like. He's got his game face on, see? Check out Flaos' game face. So yeah, he's at 124,000 points there, doing pretty darn well. Alright, here have an incoming segmented mass. Alright, let's keep it tuned on Flaos here, see how he takes out this enemy. Oh, he's doing pretty well. He's taking out all those legs. Once he takes them all out, the enemy is going to self-destruct, give him his bonus points, land him at almost 270,000 points there. But we do have Perpetual out ahead, 400,000 points. I told you it could be anyone's game. Perpetual might actually have this game in the bag if he can maintain his multiplier at times 62 at the moment, which is actually puts him in a pretty handsome lead there, even ahead of the Crocs, who is trailing behind Perpetual with 567,000 points. Thank you so much, Wizar. All of these tracks are available on either Bandcamp, SoundCloud, iTunes, all of the above. Flaos may actually be trailing this one with the 410,000 points. So let's go over to Perpetual, 488,000 points. Thank you, Lovelust, for the host command. Yes, that is where you can find the music. 526. So I'm going to talk a little bit less for the last part of the song here, so you all can just hear the rest of the music. Over to Crocs. Almost at 1 million for Crocs. Flaos 670k. Y'all can hear the Skyrim tune in there. Crocs is playing with a gamepad, but you can play with a keyboard, cats. Perpetual almost at 1 million too. Last 10 seconds. Crocs at 1.1 mil. Nicely done. Croc's trying to get those last few points there. So the total for Crocs is 1,311,059. Fleos comes through on 923,994, and Perpetual comes out as 1,059,928. Great work, folks. That was probably one of the closest we've had in terms of some people taking the lead, others taking the lead. There was a lot of flip-floppity happening in that particular match. But I can reveal to you the scores here. So in this particular match, we do have a bit of a change up, a little bit different from the rankings of the previous tracks. In third place, we have Fleos with 923,000 points there. In second place, we have Perpetual with 1,059,000 points and some change. And in first place there, we have Crocs with 1,311,000 points and some change there as well. So, yeah, this is crazy. No, they're actually playing the GOG version. We're all playing the GOG version of the game. So this is a DRM-free community. And I can actually confirm that when Fleos accidentally alt-tabbed out to GOG Galaxy at one point there. So
Well, actually, with GOG Galaxy, you can play all your games in one place. And so you don't even have to open other clients.
ladies and gentlemen, register now.
It is the GOG version.
Luckily, they got some change, yes. I'm really hoping for, so you remember we had a really close match there where we had, in our fourth track, we had Perpetual with 141,300 and Crocs with 141,452. I'm hoping for another really close one here. So I'm going to try and pick a track that has good amount of length to get you guys to get those multipliers up. All right, so let's jump back to the High-Tech Low Life album here and boot up the track Mega City 6.
Oh, yes, I was hoping for that.
Actually, no, change my mind. No, Crocs knows. I'm kidding.
But I like this one.
Crocs, now you need to play with one hand. It's a twin stick, so you should be able to just use your little fingers like this and go like...
You know, I can tell you a fun story about that.
Yeah?
A while back, I used to have an old controller and that was kind of broken. So it wouldn't properly register keystrokes. And that made me at some point just basically sometimes hold my controller in reverse or flip my fingers.
Oh, interesting. So if you hold the controller upside down, is that going to make things difficult for you, Crocs?
It's going to be immensely difficult because this is the one game I actually rely on a controller.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Now, you can hold it normally. It'll just be up to Fleos and Perpetual to basically bring their A game here. And like I said, we have had games here where Crocs has kind of like had oodles of practice, and either Perpetual or Fleos have actually come out ahead. So it could be anyone's game here. So you all queued up with Mega City 6?
Yep.
All right, we're good to go. So mute those mics, prep your audio, Crocs, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, fire. All right, kickstart with Crocs here. Eye of the Tiger. So this is a cyberpunky vibe, this track. It was released about, I actually wrote it about 3 years ago, but I only released it this year. And we all know this is the right channel for cyberpunk, am I right? Who's hyped for some cyberpunk 2077? Let's see some cyberpunk hype! Yeah, I think it's some indie game. Like, I haven't heard too much about it. Uncle G. Come on, we all know it's going to be amazing. It's Celebrate Red. Alright, so Crocs is doing pretty well. 28,000 points here. Let's check in with Perpetual. 18,000 points, so Perpetual's got a little bit of ground to make up. A sleeper hit, exactly. And Fleos at 57,000. Woo! 69,000 giggity. So 69, 108,000 Fleos. What is going on with Fleos? Is he like got a trainer happening? How is he accruing so many points? All right, 174,000 points, 209,000. So between Crocs and Fleos, it could be a potentially close game. But let's check in with Perpetual and see how Perpetual is doing. 82,000, so not too far behind. But did accrue a little bit of points in that bonus there, 117,000. All right, back to the Crocs here is at 376,000. Waiting for some action to come find him. Oh, Crocs took some damage there. Got a little bit Crocsy there. But did manage to get up to 400,000 points almost there. Let's switch over to Fleos. 286,000 points. So Fleos has a little bit of ground to cover if he wants to be champion of the comebacks like he has been in the past. And then Perpetual trailing behind a little bit here. But this song does have a lot of beat changes, so it is a bit unpredictable, harder to gather where those bonuses and multipliers are going to be. But they do have a mass coming in, so we'll stick with Perpetual and see how they deal with this particular situation here. Can't take out that other ship because they got a shield, so needs to take out the one on the left. Now he can focus on the one on the right. Alright, coming up to the last minute of the song right now. Perpetual is gotten up to 338,000 points. Fleos, though, still edging out ahead of Perpetual with 571,000 so far. But Crocs, way out ahead, 793,000. The question is Crocs going to be able to break the 1 million? So I'm going to stay with Crocs as the piece finishes, and we'll see if he can break the 1 million mark here. 800. I think he's going to do it, folks. 113 multiplier. It's going to be close. He has broken 1 million there. Good job, Crocs. Fantastic. So 430 for the ending bonus and 071. Perpetual came in there with 829,159. And we have Fleos coming in with 1 million. Broke a million as well. That's pretty cool. 051 there. All right, congratulations, team. A lot of you actually managed to get a lot of points there right at the end. It wasn't as close as previous matches. There was a lot of separation between you, but it was interesting to see just how many points and the high level of multipliers that you guys were actually able to accrue throughout that game. So kicking off with the winner of that one, it was Mr. I've practiced all these tracks before Crocs with 1,430,000. We have Fleos, who also broke 1 million, who got 1,039,000, and we had Perpetual, who got 829,000 there. So really good spread there. And like I said, you guys had some pretty impressive multipliers there. Crocs, so I noticed that this is very different to your experience when we're seeing some of your high scores slide up there. That's getting into the millions, tens of millions kinds of thing. How does it feel to be playing back on a level of the game that kind of like has robbed you of all those perks that would ordinarily enable you to cruise such high scores?
It is honestly different, but not as much because of the perks. I'm actually surprised. I expected more of a noticeable difference there, but it is more different in terms of enemy counts because I usually play with more enemies.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's surprisingly similar, I gotta say.
Yeah, I think the general style of the game is very similar. It's just the way that you kind of accrue your points, the enemies come in and everything. But I'm actually happy that you guys are all on a fairly level playing field. This one you guys are actually going to enjoy because it is one that I know some of you actually played before. It'll be So It Begins. So this is one that actually, the Crocs, Darksaber, Flaos, and all that have kind of like challenged each other before by trying to one-up one another with the score. It's actually a really good song. Usually the song that I close out a lot of my live performances with, but it won't be the closing song here because we are actually going to close with a song from Aurora. But right now we're going to be cue up So It Begins from the album Meet at the Gazebo here. So let me know when you're all queued up and ready to go.
Looking good.
Ready?
Un momento. And all right. High tech, low life? Yes, no? Yes?
Nope, So It Begins.
So big. Oh my goodness.
That'll be very different.
Very. Oh, wow. Why are you not here? There it is.
There we go. I was going to say, do I
Sorry
need a
about
quick
that.
MP3 you? All right, ladies and germs. Okay, get those muted microphones, prep your audio, Crocs, and I am going to count these folks in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin! All right, my life is Zen Rockets. So this is an intense song, one of those songs that I believe was built for beat hazard. As you can see, a lot of enemies right off the bat there. Alright, so already broken 1,000 points there for Crocs. And as you can see, Darksaber way out ahead already. But then again, this is a ghost that they're playing, the Ghost of Darksaber. Alright, switching over to Flaos, who's broken 2,000, so 2.3 thousand there. Gonna check out Perpetual, 4,700, so Perpetual doing actually extremely well in this track. Doing a fantastic job fighting off all those enemies there. And we have an incoming segmented mass. We'll stick with Perpetual. Thank you so much for the follow there. Alright, so Perpetual almost taken and now complete 56,000 for Perpetual. So doing extremely well. Over to Flaos. But Flaos is already at 101,000, so Flaos is doing pretty well. $172,000 for Flaos. 195. Broken 200,000. Let's go over to Crocs. Only at 100,000. Wow. So Flaos could be his chance. So Crocs at 173,000. So he's taking advantage of his multiplier right now to make up some ground there. 219, 241. Perpetual at 300,000, so Perpetual doing pretty darn well. So Crocs is actually trailing all three here. $478,000. Got a beat hazard Perpetual. Coming into the last minute and a half of the song here. Switching over to Flaos, who's at 934,000 here. Once again, got his game face cam. Check out Flaos. He's ready. He's pumped. And Flaos has broken the 1 million mark here. 1 million for Flaos. 1,100,000. Gonna move over to Perpetual. 700,000. So Perpetual doing pretty darn well. A quick check on Crocs. 641,000. So Crocs is trailing. Is it gonna be an upset? We'll stay on our reigning champion in this particular track, Flaos. Maybe he'll break the 2 million mark. We'll never know. Here we go, last 10 seconds. All right. All right, excellent. So Flaos at 1,636,374. Crocs coming in at 989,341. And Perpetual coming in at... Oh, Perpetual, yeah, he's going to zip over to the track. Yes, 902,468. Thank you, Perpetual, for pulling that score back up again. All right, so we actually have the final scores there. It was a very different situation here, also very close. So the champion of that particular track was Flaos with 1,636,000 points there, followed by the Crocs and Perpetual, who are actually very, very close to one another. Crocs got 989,000 and Perpetual got 902,000 here. So once again, amazing work from Perpetual, who was able to go neck and neck there with a seasoned Beat Hazard player. However, Flaos coming in way on top with that jam there. So Flaos, you know, this particular game, you did extremely well with that track. Is there anything about that particular track that kind of like sat well with you?
It's a total banger. So, you know, that's not... I just believed in the heart of the RNG, and it came to me, and I got super lucky
Nice.
with the drops. And it was actually, what's really cool about this game is just how the intensity of the battle ebbs and flows with the music.
Yep.
So with that track, I noticed there was a lot of like give and take, and so there'd be parts where I'd just be like, pew, 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 and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Got me into the feeling.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we could see a lot of that happening on your screen as well. All right, so we're going to finish off with one track so that we can end a little bit early so that we can enable the next stream host to prep the very next event in the GOG Games. So we are going to get, yes, your sound effect game is 10 out of 10, Flail. So, phew, bang. In fact, I'm just going to unmute your mic and just let you sound effect the next track. All right.
That's an option in this game.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. No, but we'll stick with Flaos' audio. No, not Flaos. Crocs' audio here. All right. So this is the last song, which is also the last track on my most recent album. It's called The Last Stand from Aurora. So The Last Stand is kind of like a big battle track. It's like it starts off very calm, very orchestral, but then has a massive build-up, massive crescendo at the end there. It's a heroic song, very suited to the title The Last Stand, very perfect for a last track on an album, and also perfect to round off this particular stream, being a new track and a big finale. Then we'll quickly tally up the scores afterwards and basically announce the medal winners so that we can add that to the tally there. So I've been keeping track of the songs. So have you got The Last Stand queued up, everybody?
Yep.
All right.
Go.
Could you do me a quick favor, the
betcha.
Crocs? And could
Yeah.
you just increase your game music audio just a tiny bit in your settings?
Done.
Perfect. All right. Fantastic. Well, and the reason why I did that is because any song from the album Aurora, when I mastered that album, I made sure that it had a really good high dynamic range. If you buy them on Bandcamp, you can get them in full high resolution 24-bit uncompressed audio. And thankfully to Spotify, the loudness wars is over, so people are now appreciating higher dynamic range, which means perceptively they're a little quieter, but they sound a lot better, which is why these songs are a little bit quieter in the game. But let's get ready to go. Let's mute those microphones on Zoom, get Crocs' audio rocked and ready to go, and I'm going to count you guys down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. And here we go, ladies and germs. The Last Stand. So very quiet to start with. It's surprising because it starts like a very emotional piece. And I think it might catch some of these guys off guard. But I'll talk very little in this piece because it's our final one. We want to focus on the action and the music. And I'll just announce the scores every so often. We're on Flaos now. Over to Crocs. And FYI chat, the scores are in the top right corners there. Perpetual. And here's where the song makes a change. Go over to Flaus. Flaus at 90k, almost broke 100,000. Over to the Crocs at 165k. Now to Perpetual, 247. So they're actually out ahead. The music is intense. We have the boss battle here. Broken 400,000 for Perpetual. Almost 600,000 for Perpetual. Let's move over to Crocs. This is tense. The music is tense because we got the close scores. Thank you, Frangelis. So Crocs has broken 1 million. So at a times 90 multiplier here. So should be able to accrue some amazing points here. Alright, we have an incoming mess. Yeah, Flaus there, who hasn't quite broken the 1 million, but does have a times 79 multiplier, which means he could make up quite a bit of ground here soon. Thank you for the follow. Alright, we're over to Perpetual, who's at 1.5 million here. And here's where it gets intense. Over to Flaus. Getting more intense now, over to Perpetual. Here we go. Finishing up. All right. Nice work. That's amazing. Oh my God. Here we go. So Crocs scoring a total here of 3,426,589. Perpetual scoring 3,239,581. And Fleos scoring, we'll have to wait for Fleos to come back. Fleos, can you, when you're done with the screen, flip back to your high score there? Because I just missed it.
You bet. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I think I'm the loser in that one.
Are you sure? Let's have a look.
I think it was 2 million something.
All right, let's go to, it was The Last Stand. Oh, it's going to be close. So 2,239,755. All right, so I'm going to calculate all these scores together and see how we go, because I tried to calculate it during that last song there, but I will take this opportunity to let Perpetual just talk a little bit about your experience with Beat Hazard being a first-time play. Firstly, what did you think of the game? And secondly, did you think about some of the tracks? What were some of the things that kind of caught you off guard, and what were the things you really enjoyed?
Well, I mean, the game itself, like, I was surprised that there was something new in every single stage. Like, there, even up to the very last stage, I was still seeing new bosses, things I hadn't seen before. So I'm wondering just how much random stuff there is in this thing.
There's probably a lot.
And then the music, I was really surprised. I thought it was going to be more like techno based and stuff, but it's a very good variety. And like you said, the dynamic range and stuff was really nice in that last song.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was one of those things that, you kind of got to sacrifice a little bit of that loudness in order to get the full dynamic range. But I've always been more of a fan of, actual good sounding music compared to something that you look at the waveform and it looks like a Snickers bar.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's so much better when there's like just something there. It's just different and fantastically different.
Yes, exactly. So I am calculating. I just need to work out the Crocs here now. So I will give Fleos the opportunity to talk about the experience with the game, what you thought of your playthrough, how well you did. Because there's some of those tracks you completely aced, and other ones you just went, I think I'm just going to die here.
I noticed that I tended to die within the first few seconds of almost every track. But eventually I decided it was a strategy, because when you die, you get some pickups. And so I'd get some multipliers sometimes.
Sure.
Sort of helped, maybe. No, it was good. And that last track, I don't know, like Crocs has the most experience with this game, but I thought that track was super hard. There was so many like mine spawning, or I don't even know what they're called, but spinny things that would seek in on you, and there was an enormous boss that I could barely take down. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, these things do get annoying. But what I hate most actually is the rocket ships. I mean, they only have like 2 to 4 rockets here. But if you play in higher difficulties, that becomes 40 rockets.
Holy.
Dude, they're like the only ones that counter too. When you kill them, they leave a little surprise for you.
Yeah. That's an evil surprise, I can tell you that.
Oh, dude, it was like my first death today. I was just like, oh, rocket ships. Oh, counterattack. Nice.
Okay, players, are you ready? I have the final tallies here, but I'm actually going to sort of get chat to kind of put their predictions, because there's a lot of points here, so it's kind of hard to keep track here. Put your predictions. Who are the gold, the silver, and the bronze medal winners? And it was actually a lot closer than we thought. There was like 2 million between each of you. So it was like the winner, then 2 million below that was second, and then 2 million below that was third place. But Satiri's like, Fleos last. So here we go. No matter the scores, Fleos has won our hearts. Well, there you go. So much love, then so much hate. Exactly. All right, so let's get to awarding the third place. The bronze medal goes to, with 10,652,132 points in total, goes to Perpetual. Woo! Congratulations. All right, now, second place, silver medal with 12,155,000 points, 155,076 points, I should say, goes to Fleos.
Yes.
Fleos for Team Rage Quit. Second place, Team's Rage Quit.
Very well done.
Third place was Team Head Desk. And of course, the winner is going to be Team Table Flip with 14,197,180 points. So a gold medal for Team Table Flip. Congratulations. That was still very close. The fact that you guys got up to the 14 million and there was only 2 million between you, especially considering some of you were seasoned players and some of you not so much seasoned players, it was impressive how close you were. So I'm going to quickly wrap up the stream. I want to a huge thanks to Perpetual, the Crocs, and Flares for joining. Thank you for being good sports.
Thank you for having
No
us.
problem. Thank you. And great job, guys. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty more events. There's more events afterwards. And then I'll be back hosting the Unreal Tournament 2004 GOG Games Championship again with special guest Jesse Cox tomorrow. That will be happening at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Is it 2 p.m. Eastern Standard? No, 3 p.m. I don't know. Check your schedule. Check your programs and schedules. Same bat time, same bat channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being a part of the games. Enjoy the rest of the streams. I am out. Thank you so much to our guests. And y'all take care. Have a good night and goodbye.
Bye.
Let's play some music here. Something right. Let's go. Yeah, this one.